Hello everyone, Mrs. Hamby here. Another review on how to factor using the X-box method. And so here are the steps. The first step is to fill in the quadratic and constant term. And so I'm going to go over here, and that's what we're going to do first. So the quadratic term is the one that has the power of 2. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. And the plus 4 at the end is their constant term. So that is the first step. The second step is going to be split that middle term by using magic X. So we're now going to figure out how to fill out that magic X. And then when we're done with that, we're going to fill in the remaining sections of the box, and we're going to factor by finding the sides. So here we go. So after you do that first step, make sure you fill in those two sides. You're going to take the first number and multiply it to the end number. So that's what's going to go on the top. So we know that is a positive 8. And then the middle number, that plus 9, goes at the end, or at the bottom. And so now what we need to do is we need to figure out what multiplies to 8 but adds to 9. What multiplies to 8 but adds to 9. So on the sides here, I'm going to list all my factors of 8. So I know my factors of 8 are 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. And those are my only factors of 8. So from this list, I have to pick the one that will obviously add to 9. I know it's going to be 1 and 8. And so that is what we're going to put on the sides of the box here. So I'm going to put 1x plus 8x. And don't forget, remember, we're taking that 9 and we're splitting it up into these two terms. And so if we combine these, it's just this back. All right, now we're going to do our last step, which our last step was to factor by finding the sides of your box. All right, so what I always do is I look and I try and figure out what do these two things have in common. So I'm looking at the numbers. There's a 2 and a 1. Okay, there's not a number that can factor into both of them. So there's nothing that goes into both of them besides a 1. Hey, I noticed they each have an X. So that means I know that I can pull out an X out of these two terms. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Looking at 8 and 2. I know, oh, there's a number that goes into both of them. 2 and 8, what factors into both of those? Well, I know a 2 factors into both of them. And so in order to get an x squared, we know there has to be an x here because x times 2x is going to be 2x squared. And then we're just going to fill this out. Oh, well, if this is a 2x, what needs to be here? So when I multiply it, this number times 2x will give us 8. So we know it has to be a 4 because 4 times 2x gives us 8x. And then this last little one, x times what would give us 1x? Well, that's easy. Has to be a 1. Also, 4 times what has to be here a 1 so that when we multiply them, we get a 4. And so the last and final step is to make sure you write this factored. So in the same side is going to be in the same parentheses. Same side, same parentheses. So that is that function or that quadratic factored. Thanks for watching.